Welcome to our Dynamics 365 Discovery Day presentation for Business Central. What we're going to cover in this presentation is Business Central as a truly unified solution, how Business Central can utilise the intelligent cloud and Azure AI services, what the Business Central modern client looks like and how that may differ from traditional Dynamics NAV. We'll answer the question as to whether it's really one last upgrade once you move to Business Central in the cloud, and what are the next steps that you can take on that journey. In our Dynamics Discovery Day keynote presentation, we covered a lot of the interoperability with everyday Office applications. We saw how Business Central could connect to other D365 applications such as sales and customer service. We also saw how we could use tools such as Power Apps and Flow. We also had a brief look at how Business Central can access analytics and machine learning in day-to-day activities. So what we're going to have a look at now is just extend that a little bit further, see a little bit more about what's specific to Business Central. So the first thing we'll do is we'll have a look at Outlook and a bit of a recap of what was shown during our keynote presentation. What I've got here is an email that's been triggered by a flow for a condition that's set when any sales order over $20,000 is processed. I would like to know about it. It's got a little hyperlink here which would take me into the document view for the document so I can see any details quickly and easily directly in my inbox. The integration with Business Central and Outlook goes even further than that. You can also view customer information through your contact insights. So what's happening here is it's recognizing the email address from the customer linked with a contact in Business Central, and it returns the appropriate customer record. I can review or inquire on their balance. I can send them copies of documents directly via email back to them. And I can also view information in relation to sales. We can also process new documents through here without having to go back into the ERP, such as sales quotes, invoices, and orders. We can also issue reminders. Business Central workflows can also interact with your Outlook inbox by sending you notifications for when things are ready for approval. For example, I've been alerted here that a purchase order requires my approval. I can quickly have a look at it through the document view, or I could choose to open up Business Central. However, I can quickly approve it, reject it, delegate it, or make any comments required. I'm just simply going to approve this one, and that will now be ready for processing. So now we've seen how Business Central can interact with Outlook. What we're now going to have a look at is how Business Central can interact with Excel. Say, for example, I've got a customer list. I can view that list of customers easily within Business Central, but what I can also do is open it, or even open it for editing within Excel. Say, for example, I might want to change a salesperson code. I might have someone leave the organisation or need to replace them temporarily. I can quickly come in here to that customer list. I could do a find and replace or simply type over that salesperson code and publish those changes back to Business Central. Not only can I do this with numerous master lists within Business Central, I can also do this for things such as general journals. So if I wanted to upload a journal from Excel, I can use the Edit in Excel function to do so. Business Central can also utilize Word templates for documents such as customer statements or invoices or even email bodies. If we go in and have a look at our particular customer, the School of Fine Art, we're going to have a look at the document layouts that have been selected specifically for them. So not only can they be done within Word, you can also specify at a customer level which ones they're going to use. So we'll navigate to the customer document layouts and have a quick look. You'll see here that there's a sales invoice, which is a simple blue-coloured invoice, and we've also got an invoice email body. These particular custom layout descriptions are done within Word. You'll see here that that's the type assigned to them. What we can do with these is that we can export these layouts and we can edit them directly in Word. So we can easily change things such as fonts, the look and appearance, hide fields, or add additional fields that might be required. What we can also see from our customer record is the information in relation to Dynamics 365 sales across cases and opportunities. We can see this at a customer level, but we can also see it at a higher level if we wanted to. So if I do a quick search for Opportunity 365, I'll get the chance to have a look at the Dynamics 365 sales opportunities for my organisation. What we're now going to have a look at are the Power BI reports that are available with Business Central. So from our homepage, or numerous other places within the system, we can quickly and easily view our Power BI reports. What you'll see here is one of the standard reports just showing me my top 5 items sold by quantity. What we can also do is load any custom reports that we may have. And here's an example of a team scorecard that's been loaded into Power BI and presented within Business Central. From here, I can expand the report and interact with it like I can within Power BI itself. I can choose any of my parameters and the report will dynamically change. We covered Power Apps and Flow in our keynote presentation. Please go ahead and watch that recording should you wish to know more about those two topics. What we're going to go and have a look at next is the Intelligent Cloud. So firstly, let's cover what is the Intelligent Cloud. The Intelligent Cloud is simply bringing together business intelligence through Power BI, artificial intelligence through Azure AI, machine learning through the Azure Machine Learning Studio, and many other cloud productivity and analytics tools. So the Intelligent Cloud also has a concept called the Intelligent Edge, and an edge device is pretty much anything that sits outside of your core applications. However, Microsoft can also consider Business Central on-prem or NAV, GP or Solomon an edge device in this case, which can link through to Business Central and the Common Data Service and also utilize things such as Power BI, Flow, Power Apps and machine learning as a result. So taking all of those external devices or applications, whatever they may be, and bringing them all together to take advantage of the Intelligent Cloud. So let's go and have a look at the Intelligent Cloud insights that are available within Business Central. Firstly, we have our insights from today. So you can see here quickly that overdue invoices are up by 7, and I can collect a certain amount of money if I go and chase those today. So we've got little insights that can just help in those day-to-day activities. But what we've also got are our Intelligent Cloud insights. And the Intelligent Cloud insights offer a little bit more of a window into your organisation and how it might be travelling at the moment. It's got a standard set of little KPIs and a standard set of insights that it can offer you. What your net income is looking like and your inventory value, what cash you have available in your sales profitability. You can also see the insights such as 24 customers are late with their payments to you. So again, I can quickly go and follow those up. You'll see here that the Intelligent Cloud insights also include the information from Power BI. And I've got here one of the standard reports and that customer report that we were talking about a little bit earlier. I can also bring in things from Azure Machine Learning. Here I've got a cash flow forecast that's incorporated Azure AI into my cash flow forecasting capabilities. And what that's doing is it's looking at a pattern of how I've collected and how I have paid over time, and it's predicted how those patterns are going to emerge in the future. So one of the best things about the Intelligent Cloud service is that you don't actually have to be in the cloud to use it. You can start utilizing this type of analysis with an on-premise installation if that's preferable for you. Now we've been presenting Business Central and the modern client. So now we're going to take a step back and have a look at the modern client and the modern developer tools and what that may mean for your organisation. Microsoft are referring to the October 2019 release Wave 2 as the modern client. What that means is that it's the first version without a Dynamics NAV client connected to Business Central, or what was traditionally known as the Windows client. Users can access Business Central via a browser. It's fairly browser agnostic. You can use Edge, Internet Explorer, Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. You can also access Business Central via mobile apps. There is also a Windows 10 desktop app that's available, and you've already seen how we can access it directly from Outlook. The legacy Dynamics NAV client will remain supported for the April 2019 release and earlier versions as per the standard Microsoft lifecycle. What comes along with a modern client are also the modern developer tools. The 2019 release Wave 2 is the first version that doesn't include the classic development environment, also known as Seaside. The modern developer experience is based on Visual Studio Code with Azure DevOps and an AL language that supports an extension-based approach to customization. And it supports developing large apps such as the base application from Microsoft, and so Seaside has been discontinued for Business Central going forward. Classic Development Environment will remain supported in the April 2019 update and earlier versions as per the product support lifecycle from Microsoft. So along with the modern client and modern developer tools come modern features. What we're going to have a look at next is a little bit of an overview of Business Central and what that means to have a modern client, how you can personalize your experience, how there's enhanced usability and efficiency, and what functionality has been added in this latest release as well. So now let's have a look at a demonstration of some of the new features in the Wave 2 release of October 2019. So if we go back into Business Central, the first thing we're looking at is our homepage. Many of you would be aware of the role-based settings that are available within Business Central that have been previously available in Dynamics NAV. They are still available with Business Central in the cloud, and I can go in and select a role that's suitable and will present things to me on my homepage that I'll need to look at on a regular basis. What's also good about this is that I can actually personalize my homepage without affecting anybody else. It's personalization rather than customization. You can see here that I start getting things highlighted once I've clicked on personalize. So for example, I decide that we don't want to do purchase quotes. They're not applicable to our organization. I can quickly hide that from my homepage and click on done, and it will no longer appear. I can also go back to standard default settings should I wish to. One of the other new additions is the ability to add bookmarks to your role center. So I'm just going to do a search for my items and go to my item list. In my item list, I've got a few different options of how I can view it. I'm just going to view my tool tiles so I can see my nice pictures. But up on the right-hand side here, I've got a new little bookmark. If I mark that, items will now be available as a shortcut on my homepage, and you'll see that it's popped up there in the menu. Going to go back to our items. One of the other new features is the ability to filter and save lists on master records and all sorts of transactions throughout the system. I'm just going to turn on my filter pane, and I'm going to filter a list by a certain amount. So for example, I might want to everything that has got chair in the description. And that's given me a list of all my products that contain the word chair. What I can now do is I can save that as a list for future use. So I've now got my own personalized view of all of my products containing the word chair. You'll see here that I've got another one which shows me all of my products that are bundles or assembly items assigned to that category. So being able to save your list views can save you time, as they can be reused time and time again. We've also got an addition to our list views called Smart Lists. So if I just close my own filter pane here, and I have a look at the drop-down options that are available, there's a whole lot of options here for me by default. So I could use item quantities as an example. If I go in, I can quickly and easily see the item quantities that I've got in hand, and I can quickly see what's on purchase order or any outstanding sales orders. I've also got the option to open these in Excel, as I have any of the list favorites that I've added myself. One of the new features that's been added to Business Central, which can really help with processing efficiency, is the ability to post multiple documents at the same time. So, for example, if we go and have a look at our purchase invoices, what I've got here is a list of my open purchase invoices waiting to be posted or approved, depending whether they have an approval or process assigned to them. What I can do is I can select more, and I can select which invoices it is that I want to post. I might decide that it's only a couple, I might decide that it's all of them, but I can now execute that action en masse. What I've also got available within Business Central is the ability to add attachments and notes to any of my records. You'll see here that I've got a couple of attachments assigned to this one. So I've got one document and I've also got a note. This has recently been reintroduced to Business Central. It's previously been available in Dynamics NAV. So if I drill down on the document, I can quickly and easily see the PDF invoice that has been sent to me by my supplier. Any of the notes and things like that are also time and date stamped with the user who entered them. So a lot of enhancements around usability and things such as shortcuts. So we're going to have a quick look at the help menu and see what's available in terms of shortcuts with this latest release. So if we have a look for shortcuts, you'll see that there's quite a little bit of documentation available. There's keyboard shortcuts which offer you a complete list, but there is also a lovely graphical view to alert you to where all of these shortcuts actually sit on your keyboard. You can use this as a quick reference guide whenever you want to work out what a shortcut may be. There's also a lovely little tooltip that's coming up. We'll go and have a look at a sales invoice. Just open one of these up. And when we have a look at posting and hover over the post action, you'll see that at the end of the description, there's an F9. That is the shortcut for posting. So if you want to learn what the shortcuts are, just as you're using Business Central, have a look for the tooltips and the shortcut key that may be defined on the end. The last thing that I wanted to cover in Business Central was the help menu and all the information that's available at your fingertips. From the help and support menu, we can quickly go and have a look at what capabilities are coming soon. We can have a look in the community, read any of the blogs that are about, but we can also go and submit ideas for Business Central and any enhancements we like to see in the future. So if we go and have a look at what's coming soon, you'll see here that there's a complete overview of D365 Business Central and Release Wave 2. It will show you what's new and planned in terms of major releases. It will also show you any specific application enhancements. This can be quite handy when you're updating on a regular basis, as you can look out for anything that might be relevant to your organisation. It's generally published quite a few months out from the release, so you can get a handle of what things might help you. We can also submit our ideas to Business Central Ideas. What you can see here is the standard ideas list, but if we go and have a look in financial management as an example, you will see that there's a new suggestion for a dimension correction tool. It's actually getting quite a bit of traction, and numerous votes have been assigned to it already. So you can come in here and review the functionality. You can vote for functionality that you think would be beneficial, and you can also see the status of any functionality you might be following. So we'll see that that's a new one. We can see that general ledger entries with dimension codes is also under review. Export to Excel was added in the latest release for a number of different areas, and that has been completed. So a number of these that have been completed, you'll see here actually make their way into the product. So Microsoft really are listening to the users as to how they want the product to progress and move forward into the future. The last thing we're going to cover is one last upgrade, where I hope we can answer some of your frequently asked questions. One of the things we often get asked is it really the last upgrade? Once you're on Business Central and in the cloud, the upgrade process is managed by Microsoft. There's continuous service updates and major updates every 6 months. Microsoft will notify you of any issues encountered, and it'll also give you warning as to when your system is going to be updated. You can also select times where it's appropriate for you to have your system updating, so it might be at 1 a.m. in the morning or something similar depending on what your operational hours are. How do I go about migrating? Do you migrate your data from your existing applications or do you re-implement? Well, it really depends on the existing platform, what version you're on, what customizations you may have in place, or any other integrations with external systems. It is really a case-by-case scenario, and the best thing to do is assess your personal situation and make the decision that's best suited to you. So what if you have customizations? You've got a couple of options. They can be rewritten using the modern developer tools, or they can be eliminated as maybe they've been replaced by standard functionality over the years. It's really dependent on the extent and nature of the customizations. Functional customizations can potentially be replaced with apps. There's many apps available on AppSource for Business Central that may do what your current customization is doing. Minor enhancements may be absorbed into standard functionality, and it's worth reviewing what's been added to standard functionality to see if that's the case. So what effort is involved? Well, the effort really depends on the approach taken if you're going to migrate or re-implement, what your existing solution is and how many updates behind you may be, the size of your data and what is to be migrated. And it also comes down to the quality of your data. Do you want to bring that information into a new system with you? So what happens to your licenses? Business Central Cloud licenses are named user, and Microsoft will provide 2 named to 1 concurrent user. Other incentives and offers are available for transitional licensing from on-premise to cloud and for customers who are coming off software as a service, which was the non-cloud subscription-based licensing. And those discounts do apply for a couple of years. So how can you move to Business Central with Microchannel? Talk to one of your key Microchannel contacts and book in a complimentary review meeting. Microchannel will provide recommendations, estimates, and demonstrations as required. That concludes our presentation for our Dynamics 365 Discovery Day Business Central. Thank you for watching.